Hi, my name's Adam Carrier, and I'm a consultant at Another Day, specialising in working with clients on crisis and resilience. I've also previously served in Afghanistan in the military, and we've also recently been supporting a not-for-profit client who's been operating in Kabul, Kandahar and Panjshir in Afghanistan. There's been a lot of commentary and discussion on recent events around Kabul airport, and we thought we'd share a quick video which contextualises where all this is happening. Sometimes it's really hard to read articles, social media posts and other media and visualise it effectively. So I'm going to take some time to walk you through the structure and layout of the airport, the main gates and the suspected locations of the Taliban presence. The first thing to realise is that Hamid Karzai International Airport is located pretty much in the centre of Kabul. Unlike many other airports in the region which sit a fair distance away from city centres, this presents a range of challenges when conducting evacuations. It also means that the Taliban and other local groups such as Islamic State Khorasan have the means to potentially shut down operations at the airport entirely by targeting the runway. The airport itself is split into two. The civilian and commercial side is usually located on the south side of the runway, and the military airbase is to the north. Currently, there are three main access locations to the civilian side of the airport. The main entrance has a significant Taliban presence, and this is where the majority of crowds are congregating. There have been a number of serious incidents involving crushes and gunfire at this intersection. Once you've passed that first entrance, one would have to move to the entrance to the commercial terminal. Currently, very few civilian scheduled and charter flights are operating from Hamid Karzai. The airspace is uncontrolled. There's no civilian air traffic control. Landing is through visual means only. We also understand that any arriving flights require very close military coordination, which includes obtaining a military call sign and a prior permission required request. As such, the majority of evacuation operations are being conducted by military aircraft from the airbase side of the airport. Open source information does suggest that Pakistan is operating the south gate adjacent to the commercial terminal for their own evacuation operations, which have been utilising Pakistan International Airlines flights. There are a number of entrances to the military side of Hamid Karzai Airport. These include a gate operated by the United States at Camp Sullivan, the Baron Hotel, which is being used as a forming up point, or FUP, by the United Kingdom, and the Abbey Gate, which is being manned by both US and UK troops. The Abbey Gate in particular has been coming under significant pressure from crowds of potential evacuees. Beyond the Abbey Gate is the East Gate, which, as far as we understand, is being operated by the United States as well. These are the main entrances for potential evacuees at the south side of the airport. Access is also possible at the north side, along the Taliban or Russian road. The North Gate is being operated by Australia and the United States, and was recently the site of a firefight between Afghan guards, US and German forces, and a number of unidentified gunmen. Adjacent to the North Gate is the German Gate, which, as its name suggests, is being used as a processing point for the German evacuation effort. To the far west of the airport, two additional gates exist, the Northwest Gate and the West Gate, but we have very little information on how these are being used, if at all. International media outlets are also suggesting there is an Afghan military entrance being protected by former Afghan National Security Forces, which sits along the airport road between the Ministry of Interior and the main entrance to the commercial terminal. There are generally only two approaches to the airport. The most significant is the airport road, which runs from both the north and south. The Taliban presence here is highly dynamic and movable. The BBC has identified a Taliban checkpoint on the intersection of the airport road and 40-metre road near Galib University, and a subsequent fixed checkpoint outside the Ministry of Interior building. This segment of the airport road is also heavily patrolled by Taliban fighters in vehicles and on foot. And as you approach the main entrance, there are additional Taliban operations to carry out crowd control. On Airport Road South, the BBC have also identified a Taliban checkpoint around 1.5 kilometres from the entrance to the airport. Once again, patrols by Taliban fighters on foot and in vehicles are extremely common. On the south side, the final Taliban position was formally identified by the New York Times and sits between the main entrance and the gate at Camp Sullivan. On the north side of the airport, adjacent to the North and German gates, there's also a widespread Taliban presence on the Taliban or Russian road as reported by CNN. The situation remains extremely fluid, and any information becomes out of date as soon as it's released. But hopefully this video gave you a better sense of how the evacuation has historically been conducted and how the structure of the airport itself is creating a number of flashpoints which are difficult to negotiate by evacuees.